Hello, welcome to JCE Connect. Today I'll be demonstrating a program on advanced Java programming. So the program number is 8. In this case, in the lab in the program number 8, what we're doing is nothing but we are writing a Java JSP program. So we'll be fetching some information that is nothing but about the student information through the HTML, and we are creating a bean class. Okay, so what we do is nothing but we'll be creating an HTML class wherein will be certain entries of the student information will be entered, and whatever the entered data is there, that will be populated using the bean class here. So we'll create the bean class, and by using the setter and the getter method, we'll try to execute this program. Okay, a simple program. We'll see how to execute this one. The more and more is nothing but here we concentrating on the populating of the bean here, and which will be displaying the information what we entered through the HTML page here. And in the meanwhile, what we'll be doing is nothing but we are using a simple logic here. The logic is we'll be using a simple logic. So the logic is I will be creating an index.html. From the index.html, we will be calling the class called as the JSP file. From this JSP file is nothing but here we'll be specifying the name of the file, that is nothing but which will be consisting of the bean class, and in the bean class we'll be having the setter and the getter methods here. We'll see what are those, how the setter and the getter method will be using. That set is nothing but it will set all the values which are entered through the HTML, and the getter method nothing but which will return all the values which have been set using the which are been set using the set property here. Okay, so the result will look like this. So we'll be entering the details like these are the student details, the name of the student, the USN of the student, and the branch of the student. So after entering all the details, when you click on the submit here, we'll get the information. This is our output here. We'll get the output as student details, name, USN, branch. So all this data will be, we're getting it through the get property here. Okay, so here I'll start my NetBeans here. So in my NetBeans, in the NetBeans program, what I'll do is nothing but I'll create the new project. Okay, so I'll click on the file, new project, and here you select the Java web application. So here we are creating an HTML, we are using an HTML JSP file. So we use web application and click on next. Now here I'll specify the name as lab 8. Then I'll click on next here, change the version to 6, then click on finish. Okay, so the project will be created here with the name as lab 8. So remember, in the lab 8 we are creating an HTML and the index.jsp where it will be using some student details here. Okay, so this is our by default index.jsp will be loaded here. So what I'll do is nothing but I'll expand the lab 8. Then in the web pages, by default, it will be having index.jsp. I'll delete this file here. Then I'll create new HTML file first. So name this file as index.html. Okay. Click on finish. So it will create the index.html. Now here, what we'll do is nothing but we'll create the HTML file. So I'll get rid of this line of text here. So what I'll do is nothing but instead of typing here, I'll use some inbuilt, we'll use some auto generation of the code here. I'll click on the tools menu. Then I'll go to palette and then I'll select the HTML JSP code clips here. So here, what I'll do, I'll just drag and drop it over here. So I'll expand this HTML forms. So here, what I'll do, first I require the form here. I'll drag and drop it over here. Now, moment I drag and drop it on my HTML file here, so it will ask me to specify the action here. So I'll specify as lab8.jsp. So the method I'll use it as post here and click on OK. So within this form here, we'll include the input boxes here. First, I'll use it for this input box. I'll use it for the student name here. So I'll enter the name as I'll enter the details as name. So click on OK. Similarly, what I'll do is nothing but I'll use break line here after this. Next, what I'll do, I'll drag and drop the one more input box. Here I'll enter student USN. I'll use the name as USN number. Click on OK. Now, similarly, here also I'll use the two breaks here. Then I'll drag and drop the branch. Now I'll enter the input box as branch. Now done. Similarly, here also I'll paste it. Now after this, I'll have one submit button. Okay, value I'll give as label I'll use as submit. Click on OK. Now here I'll close this. So this is my HTML page created. Now here I'll use some label here, that is enter name. Then enter USN. Then enter branch. Okay, so I'll save this file and click on save here. So after this is nothing but I'll be creating the lab8.jsp here. Copy this file name and go to the web pages, right click new and select the JSP here. Now here you specify the lab8.jsp. Click on finish here. So it will create the JSP file here. Now in this case, what I'll do, I have to create the file here. So first I'll use the JSP use bin, JSP colon use bin. Now specify the ID equal to in double quotes as student. Then use the scope here, scope as request. Then class equal to class as. So this is my package. In this package, I'll be creating student bean as the class. Okay, done. Now close the JSP use bin. Now click on enter. Now after this, you create the set property and the get property. So JSP colon set property, that is name, I'll use it as student. So for the ID you're using, so property is nothing for all the parameters like name, USN and branch will set here, so that I'll use asterisk here so that it will set to all the properties of all the parametric values, and close the set property. Now what we'll do is nothing but will display the details about the student. So center will display at the center. So within this I'll use bold, or I'll use some header tag here, some S2. Now here you write student details. So this will be populated from this. Close S2, center, done. Now here after this enter the details, like we'll print here. This also everything will print it at the center only. First we'll print as name. So this name will print it like JSP colon get property. So get property name equal to student, and within the student, now property name is, what was the property name here? The property equal to, so go to the HTML and check it out. What is the property name? It's a name. Okay, so type here name. Close this. Close the property. Okay, so next what I'll do is nothing but I'll use USN. I'll print the USN of the student. So here also JSP colon get property. So name equal to student, then property is USN number. Just confirm what is the index rotation USN number. Okay, USN number. Close this. After the name, now display the branch. So branch colon. Now this branch will print it in using an JSP tag here, that is out.print within the student dot get branch. Okay, so semicolon, close this tag. Done. So we will be creating this get branch in the student bean class here. So that's it from this lab, from the JSP file here. Now we'll create the class called a student bean and the package under the package bean here. Okay, so right click on the source packages, new. Now select a Java class. Now here we name this class as student bean. So the package name is bean. So finish. So here student bean is created. Now here this class implements by serializer. So that is serializer. Be careful about this spelling here. Serializable. Okay. Now import this package, the serializable class. Right click on this bubble and add import. So imported. Now here you declare all the variables, like in the string. First is yes name, comma USN number, comma branch. So now here what you do is nothing but enter. Now right click here, then select the insert code option. Now from this pop-up menu you select the add this getter and setter here. So here check mark all this, that is branch, yes name and USN number, then click on generate. So it will create the get name, get USN, set USN, get branch, set branch. So here since get branch is already there in this, we're calling this. Okay, now save the file. So this is our student bean class. See, first is nothing but simply we declare these variables and we right click here and selected the insert code option, and from this option, from the menu here, we selected the getter and setter here. Okay, insert code. So select the getter and setter and then add the values. Okay, done. So next is now right click on this lab 8. Now do the clean and build here and make sure there are no errors on the output screen here. Okay, it will take us some time to uh, come to build the project. So build is successful, there are no errors. Now we'll run this program. Right click on this lab 8 and run the click on the run option. So by default it will run the index.html here. So it will take some time to deploy the project onto the server. Once the project is been deployed on the server, so we can see that page will be loaded on the browser here. So by default the browser is Internet Explorer. Okay, you can change the browser by clicking on this, and then whichever the browser is available, whichever the browser you like here, you select that browser. So according to that, the page will be loaded on that particular browser here. So you can create as many as the parameters or as many as getter and setter methods here. So you can see here, so page is loading. So once the page is loaded, Page is loaded, so we'll be getting some information. Enter the student information. So I'll enter here as Abhijit, USN number as 2JI 19MCA01, branch MCA. So click on submit. So values will be displayed. Okay, we are getting some errors here. So what is that? Property name in the bean of bean, student bean. So there's a mismatch here. I'll go back and check it out here. Yes. 1 minute. I'll go back and check it out. So this is lab 8. So property is name. So in the index.html, it's a name only, USN number, branch. So lab 8, property name. So it is in bean, student bean. So in the student bean class, it is. So I written here yes name. So there is a mistake, spelling mistake. So I'll save this file. Okay. Now here, after this, once this, so here, what I'll do is nothing but I'll remove this set name and the get name. Okay. I'll delete this. I'll right click here, insert code, add the getter and the setter here. We'll add it only for the name, generate. So add it. So click on the save now. Again, clean and build. So build is successful. Now run the program. Run the program. So now we can see here the page is loaded. So I'll enter the new information, the information again here. That is Abhijit. Enter the USN 2JI 19MCA01, branches MCA. Now click on submit. So it will talk to the server here. So the student details are name, Abhijit, USN, branch. It is printing in one line. We'll make it to print in a separate line here. So I'll go back to my, okay, sorry. So the output what I'm getting is nothing but name Abhijit here. So I'll run again here, close the tab. So share. Then what I'll do is nothing but I'll go to my lab.h here. So I'll use the break line here so that it can print in a new line. Here also I'll use break line. So do save it. Okay. Now here I'll run this after saving here. Do the run the project. Now here in this window, enter the details like the information here as Abhijit USN 2JI19MCA01 branch as MCA. Now click on submit. Now you can see the details listed here. So student details are name Abhijit USN and the branch is displayed. Okay, that's it from this program lab 8. So what we're doing is nothing but we are expecting all the details, student details from the HTML, and we're creating the bean class and we are populating the values using the bean class here. Thank you. That's it from this program. I hope you understood. Thank you.